And welcome back to Toon Talk TV, the top animated podcast on YouTube.
Nerd!
Oh boy, if you want to watch a couple of creators sip on the devil's salsa, then this is the tune for you, boys. It's Labor Day. At the time of this recording, it's Labor Day weekend. That means that's a 3-day bender that we're about to be on.
About to be crazy right after this podcast.
Can our bodies handle that?
Mine can't. Not anymore.
My fragile little mouse body just crumbles at the whiff of booze these days. Just falls to ash. But today we got a pretty good episode for you guys. If you're new to the channel, be sure and like, follow, and subscribe. That'll really help us out so we can make more of these episodes for you guys. The tune that we're going to talk about today is a special one from Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Bob, I really like this tune you picked. I really, really, really fucking like this one.
Was
But I'll let you,
sweet.
Yeah,
so
I'll let you take it from here.
So this one popped up on the YouTube algorithm from all the CalArts films coming in. Fred, did you know any more about that? I feel like I saw quite a few CalArts films this week.
I have no idea. I feel like a crap ton of films got released on YouTube. Maybe they all put them up together. I don't know what that is, but I saw a ton of them too.
So this was called Apocalypse YASSS, 2 Girls, 1 Rapture. And
dude, you gotta give me a better Apocalypse.
Yes. So this was so good. Honestly, the voicing, the character voicing, was just cracked me up in this one. And I'm pretty sure. So one of them, who was the voice, was Amy Hewett, which is the creator of this cartoon, and the other one was, I believe, Lewis Carver or Tarver
with a T,
who also did the music for this short, which was also quite a jam that you could find the full tune on SoundCloud. So this is about 2 LA babes that take a mental health road trip during the Rapture. And
were they babes though?
I mean, this is
dude.
Amy Hewitt's description, but I mean, I would say that they're babes. You don't think those are babes right there? Come on,
that felt more like a problem,
dude.
to me.
This was the most unlikable, 2 of the most unlikable main characters, and I still loved it.
Oh, I know,
which is hard to do. How can you follow these 2 terrible people? You know what this gave me a good vibe of, or a familiar vibe of? YOLO Crystal Fantasy.
100%.
I could see it.
100%.
Yep.
Even if you hate them, very relatable. Everyone knows people like this.
Yeah.
This is your classic high school. What's that voice? The voice.
Gen Z.
The the vocal fry? That vocal fry from your classic high school chick. I low-key, really high-key need some coffee right now, dude.
Dude, look at the wrinkles. She actually looks like a Denny's discount bitch.
Dude, that was fucking good. So there was a lot in this one. I feel like what was awesome about it is it stays hilarious and shallow, yet it touches on some deeper concepts that I think would actually make this like a winner in some film fests, like a short animation festival. Because like a lot of the times the judges, whoever they may be, they don't like lowbrow stuff in film festivals. They can't take it. But I feel like this was lowbrow and highbrow at the same time, with touching on the Rapture and just the voicing and the characters being so real. So I want to ask you the first question I wanted to ask you guys is, what do you think makes a good runner for a animation film short?
Fred, you want to go first?
Sure. First, what do you mean by runner?
A submission. But what makes a good submission?
Yeah. So I think this one was particularly good because it hit all the bases. I thought it was a unique story. The style was very eye-catching. Have you guys ever seen Vewn? Vewn? Some of her work. She
Wait.
She has
what's her doesn't she have like an Oh no, it is.
It's her name is Victoria Vincent, but she had a couple Adult Swim smalls that one that comes to mind, it's Mask Dog. It's like a little dog who puts a mask on and then gets sentenced to death, and then they take the mask off and say, "Oh, it's a dog," and then they just send it home. But basically, the perspectives were fucking super crazy. The colors were like just psychedelic and not like they're all over the place. It reminded me very much like that style, but it still had its own unique stuff too. So I thought the style was unique, the story was unique, the dialogue was very relatable. I feel like it covered all bases. So that's what I personally think makes a good submission for a film.
But let me before you go, Mick, let me ask you. I guess an even better question then: what makes something not a good submission? Because those are the obvious, but I want to know like what makes something not a good pick to send to a film festival.
I think you got to understand who your audience is. Like you can't submit if you're doing like a film festival. It may be the coolest thing out there, but you can't submit anything that's overtly and super controversial. Like you can't submit anything where it's like, here's my version of the Nazis winning World War II. You know what I mean? Like there are some festivals where like, yeah, I love interpretations of things. I love seeing your creative outlook, but when you got to touch on those controversial topics in a very unique and special way to where it doesn't come off like you're making some type of propaganda or my thought process is the only correct way of thinking about things.
Okay, I could see that. I could see if it's done in the correct light, though, you could lean into something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
I think another thing that doesn't make a good submission, particularly for Film Fest, is like something with no standpoint on something or like no voice. Like if it's just watered down and it doesn't have any like hard stance on anything, I feel like it can just kind of get lost. Yeah. Like in these like I feel like other places it does well. Like Seinfeld, show about nothing. I feel like I like watching that, but I don't necessarily know if one episode would do well in a film festival.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, I agree with that.
It does. Yeah, it's good. For me, I'll touch on just very briefly. You guys already hit on some of the exact same things I wrote down for my initial thoughts. Art style was giving me like early Rocko's Modern Life, kind of that crazy
perspective.
Perspective. Yeah. Fred, you touched on this. The dialogue just felt real and natural, and it felt like I was overhearing two people have a conversation. Like it felt like that's a conversation that I would stumble upon in the real world, and I kind of liked that naive. How do you pronounce it? They're naive. They're naive sure. That the rapture is happening around them. Similar to This Is the End, how they're struggling to figure out what exactly is going on, and they're just going about their everyday lives while people are literally getting sucked up into heaven. And then the last thing is, so it felt to me like there was like a green filter over this or some type of that was diluting the colors.
Yeah,
did you
know
guys
what? I caught that and I loved it. I had no idea. Was that just like a filter? Fred, what do you think that was?
I would guess it's just like compositing after where they they could have done this while the project was happening, but I feel like some films have like a specific tone to it, like Fight Club. You think of where like all the colors are super saturated. Like I feel like
Matrix.
Yeah.
When you go into the Matrix, everything's got a green tint to it.
Exactly. So I feel like sometimes in post, people will be like, all right, I'm going for a certain vibe, and sometimes it just works. So I feel
loved
like
it. I loved it worked in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Rapture is coming in 1 month from now, and you guys both have heard a lot of talk about it. You know that the rapture is probably coming, and you're only going to be raptured if you're accepted by God. What do you guys spend that next month of your life doing?
Making the most epic D&D campaign known to man.
Love it.
Like that's what I'm doing.
But and then you're gonna have to play it. It's gonna have to be a few one.
Well, as we're playing, I'm writing it, and the last one is me ascending into heaven.
Love it.
Mick,
Love it.
Just ascending.
Wait, so you think that's going to be your ticket into heaven? Is creating that campaign?
I mean, I don't
Creating
think
joy and happiness
doesn't
for my
have
people at my table.
Oh yeah.
I think that's good. I think you just need to make the best. You need to create a legacy, because I'd be working. You know what I'd be working on? I'd be working on a cartoon musical, finishing it full.
Yeah, making
release.
the greatest cartoon in one last month sounds good, but also I think part of me would say I was probably already. He probably already made his decision before this month if I was going to be accepted in there. So I would kind of look at it as like, shit, I only have a month left.
Party.
Let's fuck everything up.
Fucking party, dude. Chaos. Anarchy.
I want to change my answer. I would be working to replicate Miles Teller's drum solo in Whiplash. 1 month, just learning to do it.
Dude, it would take you that long. I can do that.
That's what
tomorrow,
we do.
dude. I'll do that.
I want to be. I changed my answer to. I want to be your J.K. Simmons, dude. In that
Dude,
scenario.
Yes. Yeah. What final thoughts on this one? I loved it. I hope that Amy, was that her name?
Amy Hewett.
Amy.
Yeah.
I hope she makes more of these. I was sold. I thought this was a fantastic tune.
Few more things I want to say on this one. So Amy Hewett has a bunch of subscribers on her YouTube, which we'll link in this, and only 2 videos up. And the video before this, called "Work It Out," is another animation that's equally as good as this one. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. The people, so she works with an incredibly small group of people working on it, and I think they also go to CalArts. I saw in the credits only 5 people for this, so they're killing it. They're absolutely killing it.
Small team, crushing it.
You gotta.
This might be another one of those scenarios where they have their own projects and they're all just kind of helping each other out.
I think it is. So maybe we should, I'm sure they have cool animations that we could check out or projects that we could check out. Just a fun fact. Some cool alumni from CalArts that I came across, because I was looking at all these films, and they're all pretty damn amazing. So John Lasseter, it was the director for
Pixar.
Toy Story. Tim Burton, Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride,
Chocolate Factory movie, the Chocolate Factory movie.
Willy Wonka. Correct. Yeah. J.G. Quintel, Flapjack, regular show. Craig McCracken, Powerpuff Girls, Paul Rubin, Pee Wee Herman, all came from the same school. So
and J.J. Villard.
No shit. So Mick,
yeah.
I'm thinking that maybe you should fund We Are the Television to go to CalArts.
Yeah. Send us there, dude.
Send us there.
We're gonna go on a weekend trip to CalArts, baby. That's some good shit. Again, we'll link everything in the description. Thank you guys for checking out this episode. Again, be sure and like, follow, and subscribe. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/wearethetelevision, and we will be back next week with a brand new tune.